Zombies. They're a common problem facing the world today. These brain eaters are seemingly everywhere, but are they truly evil or just misunderstood? Thanks to Stubbs the Zombie, a highly accurate brain-eating simulator, we can finally see things from the other side with this extremely satisfying, often hilarious, and shockingly brief Xbox action game. In the game, you play the role of Stubbs, a green-skinned zombie that rises up from the earth into the town of Punch Bowl. The game takes place in a retro-futuristic version of the 50s, and Punch Bowl is a sort of city of the future, offering the latest in technology like robots, hovering cop cars, and so on. It's designed to be a utopia for the rest of the world to follow, but with a zombie on the loose, that utopian vision is headed for disaster. As Stubbs is a zombie, he's really got one singular focus in unlife: eating brains. That's pretty much what you'll be doing throughout the entire game. You'll eat prisoner brains, civilian brains, soldier brains, scientist brains, militia brains, and cop brains. Lots of cop brains. As you eat brains and generally mix it up with the humans that get in your way, you'll also be turning those poor bastards into zombies. They'll rise up, and before too long, you'll have a full-fledged army of the undead on your hands. These zombies make for great bullet shields and give the human forces multiple targets, making things a little easier on Stubbs. Your zombie buddies will also attack humans, which in turn gives you more zombies. But the zombies aren't too bright, so they aren't so good at following you. But hey, they're expendable and you can always make more. Aside from sneaking up behind people and eating their brains and your basic melee attacks, Stubbs has 4 special attacks. The first is a large gas blast that stuns nearby humans. After that, you learn how to toss your pancreas like it was a grenade. The blast takes out humans quite nicely and, of course, makes them zombies. You later learn to rip off your own hand and toss it on the ground. Then your control switches to the hand, which can climb up walls and can hop onto the heads of humans possessing them. This lets you use some firearms, which is a neat change of pace. Your last move lets you rip off your own head and bowl it at enemies. You can make it explode with the touch of a button, and it works a lot like the grenades. Each move is limited by a meter, which refills as you eat brains. The special moves come in handy, but the basics, creating a lot of zombies and eating a lot of brains, are usually the most direct way with dealing with the opposition. While the gameplay in Stubbs is very, very satisfying, the game's potential is offset by its length. There are 12 levels in the game, and it should take a player somewhere around 5 hours to get from start to finish. It's the sort of game that's good enough that you'll want to finish it in one sitting, but it's also short enough that you can and probably will finish it in one sitting. The story picks up a little more near the end, giving your zombie menace a point, but there's not much reason to go back through the game once you've finished it. The game has 4 difficulty settings and a co-op mode, which is fun if you're interested in playing the game with a friend. Graphically, the game looks sharp and has a lot of great design to it. The city of the future looks great and the game's zombies are fantastic. The animation is generally awesome, though a few of the brain-eating animations don't actually connect your mouth to the back of the victim's head quite as closely as they should. The sound is fantastic, and the game's high-quality voice work is really what helps sell the game's comedy. Most games aren't funny. The ones that attempt to be funny are usually the ones that fail the hardest, but Stubbs is definitely the funniest game that I've played in years. From the robot gas pump to the patent sequence, there are definitely a lot of gems that you'll definitely remember.
Just step right up and take a gander at the sight of Maggie's melons. You'll never find another fruit that leaves you so impressed. They're all the rage at every age, from kids to grizzled felons. So plump and firm and succulent, each melon truly blessed.
Overall, Stubbs had the potential to be absolutely great, and conceptually it's a fantastic game. But the lack of length really stands in the way, especially given the game's full price. It's unique enough to make you want to add it to your collection, but short enough that you could easily see everything you want to see by renting it. If you're stingy with your money, you may want to wait for a price drop.